White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Today's guest is Diego. Diego, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know a little about yourself and your background.
Hey, how you doing, Stephen? No, thank you for having me here. Obviously, as you say, my name is Diego. I'm from Bogota, Colombia. I moved here 13 years ago, 14 years ago to Florida. Then I moved to New York. I was a professional player for about 7 years. Then I started a brand called Diaza Sportswear, which mostly do apparel for soccer teams and any sport basically. But we focus our marketing and everything on soccer. And right now we have the e-commerce, which is booming.
Awesome. Well, tell me what inspired you to create Diaza.
No, basically, what inspired me was the need of doing something. Right, I was a soccer player, professional. But when I was playing, the professional level was kind of like shaky. It wasn't like a long contract. It was only like 6 month contracts. I even signed for the team for like 3 month contract, and money wasn't that good. So I started like realizing I had to do some. As I got older, I started realizing I need to do something new. Right. So the passion for soccer was always there, but then I had another passion in the side, which was clothing. And I guess that comes from my mom and my background, which is my whole family used to work for other brands, used to make apparel. And I used to be at home, sitting down, making designs, and they used to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a natural thing that I didn't discover back then. But when it was the need for doing something else, I just, put one and two together, and I started creating uniforms, soccer uniforms for local teams, for Sunday league teams. And then it became something fun. It became a journey that I started selling more and more. I was always a salesman. That I give you that. I was always selling stuff. Trying to find the next buck, trying to like, how do I get the next dollar? But then when I found my passion in soccer, and then the brand, the clothing, it kind of connect, right? So both
Mm-hmm.
passions in one was essential to start creating what it is today.
Awesome. Who is your I know obviously it's going to be soccer teams and anybody in sports, but who's your main target audience?
No, I mean the main target, obviously, soccer teams and people that play the sport. But we also have other lines, casual lines, and we have a line called Diaza Flex, which is very cool because it's for anybody, right? Anybody that really wants to be out there, play any kind of sport, go to the gym and stuff like that. Is for this type of people, right? So the brand became from only soccer players, only field players, to now being wear by anybody, right? Because if you want to go to the gym, you want to push yourself, you want to commit to yourself to something else, this is the line for you. And Diasa has built to that aspect. So those are like basically our targets.
Awesome. You know, football, soccer, very competitive market. What makes you different or better than your competitors?
I mean, we started something that you don't see in the market so often, and it's customized clothing, right? Custom uniforms is something very difficult for other brands to get. We have built a system where even with the current growth, we still can make custom uniforms, make the difference. Put anybody's culture behind a jersey, and that's exactly what we want to represent. That's our differentiation from other brands, right? Also, brands right now are kind of just the same thing over and over. I think one brand replicates the other brand, right? For us, it's more like we go more aggressive. We go to the minds of soccer players, we go to the minds of teams, of owners. We live this game. It's not just I'm a corporate guy. Now I'm a soccer player that knows the leagues, that knows the game, knows the locker room. So I think that makes us special, especially because I have people in my team that also play the sport, also play soccer professionally. So we know, what we talk about, and that makes a huge difference when you approach any client, any family member, as we call it.
Awesome, 100%. What are your best selling products?
Right now, our best selling products, you could say, uniforms, jersey, shorts, socks. But we also sell a lot of jerseys for fans. We have created this, e-commerce hub where teams that never had access to selling their jersey to their fans, to their family, now have access to it. Right? We gave access to them. We actually make them money because we gave them royalties back. Because we're a trademark brand, so we have to kind of reward those that let us work with their brands as well. So It has become an ecosystem where everybody can make money. But other than the money, is more about putting your brand out there, putting your team out there on people that you never could have access before.
Definitely. So being an entrepreneur and starting Diaza, what are some challenges that you faced in the past few years, and how are you able to overcome them?
Well, I mean, I'll say, fear is one of those
Of
that
course.
you always, that you always think about, that you always feel, every step of the way, every time you go one step ahead, is that constant fear, right? What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? You know. So I had to start training my mind to think different. Because I come from a background where everybody has fear, right? Everybody
Mhm.
has fear. Everybody comes from, like this, we're like, hey, don't say anything, don't bring anything. This is who we are. That's it. That's all we could be. So I come from that, right? And to change to who I am today, it was tough. It was difficult mentally because I had to break those chains and become very confident, become very resilient, and stop listening to the wrong voices. And that was one of the hardest thing that I went through, And then another one, I'll say, building a team that believes in you, that believes in your vision, that believes in the brand or whatever you're doing, is hard, But once you get it, once you work for them, like I tell them, like they don't work for me, like I work for them all the time. So if you put that into your mind, then you build a team that will help you to grow the brand.
Awesome. Like that's some very honest advice. That's great.
Yeah, man.
So Diego, what's the future plan for yourself and the brand?
No, right now we just focus on growth. We trying to get with the best teams that are out there. Currently we have are talking to professional teams from around the globe. We just signed an Italy, very huge team, professional.
Great.
We in talks to sign with one in Spain. South America is a big target. Dude, I'm Colombian. I got a lot of reach over there. But here in the United States, which is our home, we also want to reach the professional level. Obviously MLS is out of reach because they have a contract with another provider for like 10 years. But there's this like five more leagues that we can get into and that are very very top. And yeah, that's our goal. Get in these leagues, get a national team, go to the World Cup with the national team, and those are big ambitions that we have in the table, and that we're gonna definitely accomplish.
100%. Are you selling everywhere in the world? Diaza.com. And are you selling everywhere on the website?
In the e-commerce, we were, but we had to like kind of stop some of the places. Let's say Brazil. There was a lot of people buying from Brazil, but
Hmm.
some of the custom people don't. Some of the countries are very tough to get into.
Yeah.
Brazil was holding the packages. It wasn't even our fault
Yeah.
or the e-commerce platform. It was just the country. And they hold the packages, so the customers get angry. They don't get their stuff. So if they ask for a refund, we will never get their stuff back. So we had to stop with some of the countries, but we still sell around the globe. Anywhere in Europe, South America is a little bit tougher, but yeah, we could definitely sell anywhere.
Are you in retail too, or you focus just on as need? And are you in
No,
retail?
we have retail. We have inventory. We
Great.
do a lot of stock.
Awesome. That's great. What
Yeah,
are
man.
some of the most successful activities you've done to promote the brand since you've started it?
Well, the most successful, I could say, partnered up with big names. Like we have this player. I don't know if you're familiar with, but his name is Ronaldinho. He's an
Of
icon.
course.
He's a he's a legend. So having him wearing Diaza, it was an incredible journey for us.
That's
It was a
awesome.
deal that kind of like took us off, and people started seeing us different, right? When you make deals like this, people start realizing how serious we are, how hungry we are for success, and having the confidence of people like Ronaldinho and his team, right?
Great.
Because it's not just him; it's his whole crew. Talking to them every day, being with them every day, at least during the event. It was a learning curve for us. Having Diaz all around the stadium, seeing it was not just Ronaldinho; it was other people. Other big artists from South America, from Argentina, from anywhere. Wearing Diaz, it was a huge moment for us, and you can see it now. Because the growth has been through the roof after we made that deal.
That's awesome, man. That's great to hear. And I saw the Ronaldinho on there. I was gonna have you bring it up. There you go.
Yeah. No, it was a great deal, man. It was out of nowhere, to be honest.
Yeah,
Just networking.
for
We knew some
sure.
of the guys from there. We knew somebody who was close to him. And then we got to put the deal in 20 days, which was a mission, but we did it, and everything paid off, man.
Awesome, and that's a new thing, right? Influencers and athletes, and they take the brand off, right? So
Yeah, I
yeah, of
mean, you could say that. Yeah, definitely. I think if you have a product, obviously you want eyes, right? You want everybody to get there. You want
course.
brand awareness, and in order for that to happen, sometimes you have to really, balance. What do I want? Money or eyes? What do I want? The brand awareness or a big cut. Like all those things, you gotta realize that at the beginning it's just like put the product out there. It doesn't matter who is wearing it or what is wearing it, but just put eyes on the brand. And that's what we did for the first 3 years. Then the 2 years you start, getting more complex, and not every deal is a good deal, and
Course.
then you escalate, and then you see like, okay, now we can target, like high people. Like I didn't think I was gonna target Ronaldinho,
Yeah.
but it happened, so that was a good point for us. It was a winning, it was a goal that I call it like a goal. So yeah, man, it happened, and we took care of it.
Awesome, Diego. My final question: what advice could you give entrepreneurs looking to enter just like the clothing business in general?
I'll say you always gotta find the reason why you're doing it for, right? If you're doing it just for money, I'll say don't even start. It's a very difficult field. It's something that you're probably gonna make a few bucks, starting, because like a lot of people get passion behind it because they start making some jerseys and they start selling it, and it's a new thing, so everybody start like, oh, give me one. But when that phase is over, then if you haven't built a brand, if you haven't built a concept behind it, if you just have built just the product will die.
Mm-hmm.
What it stands and what it keeps going is the message behind it, right? Who is behind it, the story behind it. Is a quote that I read. I forgot about who is. It's not what you sell, it's what you sell it for. So
Mm-hmm.
it's that, I'll tell anybody that want to get in this business, find the purpose behind what you selling, right? What product it is, and the message behind it, right? And then from that, start, brand awareness. Don't focus on the money. Don't focus on numbers, because numbers will not look good for the first 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Even it's gonna look down, like you're gonna have some losses. But if you stay focused, if you keep going, and you see that it's building, built brick by brick, I think you could be successful. In any field, it doesn't have to be sport. It doesn't have to be uniforms.
Yeah.
Like polos. This and that. And also, you gotta know about your stuff. You gotta understand that you gotta enter the field that you really know about it, right? If you don't know anything about soccer, right, like don't enter soccer, because there's a million people in this business. So you gotta enter that market that you're really good about it. Or even if you don't know, get the knowledge first. Go study on your own, anywhere. Right now,
Yeah.
the internet is huge. Go learn about where you want to enter, and then with all the information, with all the, the data, then you can go and present your project, present your brand, and if you keep doing, discipline and hard work, it will take off, man.
Awesome, Diego. Well, it was great having you on. It was great hearing your story. It's been amazing, and I really appreciate your time today.
No, Stephen, thank you, man. Thank you for the time. It's always nice to share these stories, for people out there listening, and that they need to hear something from a real person. I call it,
Hundred
because
percent. It
because
is.
big
It's
brands, huge brands are it goes to too many phases that sometimes the message get diverse. So it's good to for people to hear.
definitely, Diego. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, my man. Thank you for having.